Welcome class. Today we'll be looking at section 8.8 and it's called three-dimensional figures. By three-dimensional we just mean like objects that we deal in the real world. Solid, real objects. Because we ourselves are three-dimensional figures. We have depth, length, and height to us, okay? You could say, you know, how tall you are, how thick you are, how wide around you are, like so thick from back to front, wide from side to side, height from up and down. Okay, so those are our three-dimensional figures. But we're talking about geometrical three-dimensional figures, so we'll be taking a look at these things right here. So if you take a look closely, you'll see a three-dimensional figure or a solid object is a figure that does not lie in a plane. A flat surface, a plane by the way, a flat surface of a solid shape like a polygon is called a face. Each segment formed by the intersection of two faces is an edge. What does that mean? Well, if you think about a cube, like a dice or a box, let's think of a box. Each side of the box is known as a face. Each part where two sides of the box meet to form a corner, we call that an edge. So it makes an edge, like those points, they're edges, okay? So the face is like the side of the box, while the edges are where the two corners meet. If you want to add to this definition for your notes, it might be a good idea for you to do that, okay? And if you need to pause the video to see it so the reflective surface isn't obscuring it, always pause the video if you need to. All right, next, so you need to draw this diagram. Here we have a shape, and we have this line right here going up and down. It's called the height because you have a base. It has a base, kind of like trapezoids, how they had bases. But for this shape, the base is the top and the bottom. They're identical to each other in this shape at least. The faces are these sides, okay? And the bases are technically faces as well. The edges are right here. So it's where these things meet. And you also have the height, the line it points to for height. That's also an edge. Okay, so remember all the corners are edges. All the flat surfaces are faces. So a prism is a three-dimensional figure with two parallel and congruent polygon faces, and we call them bases. The other faces are rectangles. And this is key. Miss Warnick would love for y'all to know this, that when you look at a prism, all of the sides of a prism make rectangles, and you can have all types of prisms. And we're going to take a look at what those look like in class, so you'll get to see some and hold some and take a look at them, okay? All right, next, a cube is a special type of rectangular prism where all of its faces are square. I think y'all know that. A cube, like a dice that we roll, that's a cube. A cylinder has two congruent parallel bases that are circles. The height of the cylinder is the length of a perpendicular segment that joins the bases. So a cylinder, y'all have seen cylinders before, they're like cups or like a Coke can. And pyramids have a triangular face that meets at one point of the vertex, a base of a polygon. A pyramid is named by the shape of its base. Dum dum dum. So we're almost done. Look at one last thing and we'll be finished. Here we go. Cones. We have cones and spheres. Cones are basically like pyramids, but except they have a circular base and they're round like an ice cream cone. And spheres are basically a ball. That's all you need to know to it. Copy down these definitions and be ready to answer questions in class. See you then. Bye.